So can you hear me there? Doesn't sound like it because the mic's not working. Can you hear me? Hello? Just doing a bit of a mic check now. Louder, louder. Nicky, louder. How about now? Why is it quiet? Oh. Test. Test, test. Testing out 24/7. What about game sound? Can we hear game sound? Because I can't hear game sound at all. I'm on the stream mix too. Ay, ay, ay. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. So we've actually got voice. Now I just need to locate some game sound. Let's see if we get some game sound. Oh, that's even a little bit louder. It's definitely coming through. Right on the clipping edge here. Don't like that. Actually, I do believe I have another way of doing it, but don't like that. Do you give me sound? Sure. Ah, there we go. I think I've got it. Oh, so there's only so just seeing if you can still hear me there, South Oz. All right. How long have we got? We have 50 minutes till race time. Better jump across into our practice lobby, I believe. Well, hello everyone. So our race begins in 43 minutes 37 seconds. That is the time that I've got to learn this track in this car. Of course nothing's happening. Gee, I wonder why. It's pretty hard to do 10 different things at once. No, you're not getting a hug, Mother. Not right now, because I'm just saying that over the stream, because no one's listening. Oh my God. Well, I don't know what's happening with the stream because I really don't. Oh. You gonna connect, are you, mate? All right, can you hear that? Can anyone hear that? Can anyone acknowledge it? Okay, I've got 20 minutes basically. I haven't done one lap. Been sitting here for the last few hours. Unfortunately, I've had some incidents that have held me back from my organisation. So I think we'll probably predict that we'll be last place tonight. We're going to be racing in the Mustang. It's a 1 meg race. 24/7 racing, yeah. Good group of guys here. These guys, we're all good friends. We've got some war vets. We've got some retailers. We've got some greased monkeys. We've got all sorts. We've one thing in common. We all love racing. Tonight we're at Bathurst in an enduro race. Unfortunately, I'm struggling to find some sound. Was there a few minutes ago and disappeared just like things do over the internet. That's what happens when people make mistakes. But you've just got to live with them and own up to them. That's just life. Unfortunately, everyone sometimes just wants to make it someone else's problem. But that's not how it goes. Sometimes you've just got to stand up and accept that the things that you did were wrong and they have repercussions for life. Certainly learned that in business. Oh dear. Oh, that person's doing nothing. They're sitting against the wall. Silly people. Of course. And then charge that one, haven't we? You're right. Oh, look, there's some sound. Where'd that come from? There's Tezza wearing my team racing 24/7 livery. That's right, guys. You're witnessing the birth of a new racing team, an e-sport team for the ages. We've got the fastest guys in Gran Turismo, all in the same team, dedicated to the one cause: bringing you laughs, embarrassing moments, thrills, spills, and Sunday kills. Tonight's race, an Enduro one make, and you're looking at it there. That 27 Racing looks at it on the livery. Josh's RGA, Murray Beach West, the best town in the West. And I'm your host for tonight. I'll be racing too, probably at the back of the pack tonight. Hopefully I can get at least one lap in, just to see how we go. Considering I am the president of our team, I've got to make sure I can represent. We do this every Monday night. Don't forget to hit that like and sub button. Right there, 24/7 Racing on YouTube. Most of us here are South Australians, but we're all over the country, really. Everyone's a South Australian at heart, aren't they, really? Who's this one? Who's this guy? It's Turbologist. I wonder who Turbologist is. Oh wait, that's me! I'm Turbo! Just chilling out in the pits. Alright. Let's do this. One of the hards. Well, there's a bit of a dust. Must be a bit windy over there in Bathurst. Hey, look at Aussie. You're going crazy, Aussie. Let's change the tyres, eh? Let's get on the softs. That's right, 27 Racing. You can find us on YouTube, find us on YouTube, find us on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Alright, here we go. About 15 minutes left till lights out and we go racing. And we've got 3 people watching at the moment. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my gosh. Upper days. That was the vice president hitting the president up the bum because he's a clown. Gotta love this track, one of the most iconic tracks in the world. If it's made it on the Gran Turismo, it's known. It's world famous. Turbo. He's done it again. Oh, look, there's Tony. He's fast. Another member of the 24/7 racing team right there. He legitimately is fast too. He rightly deserves that in his name. I think Turbo should change his name to I Like to Bin It. So far he hasn't even made it around a quarter of the track. There it is. All right. Let's watch Turbo, see if he can actually put in a lap. Considering he's got to do it for 90 minutes. 2-minute lap. That's 45 laps. Across the top of the hill, this should be over 200 k's an hour. Obviously, we didn't get the momentum up the hill, so we'll see what we do going down. We all know what this one's called. The S's. Drop it to second, and then back to third. Power down. 5th gear brake. Hug that wall. 2nd gear in turning. On a Conrod. Foot to the floor, hammer down. In the stang. Let's have a look at that livery. Oh, Josh's RGA. At the 150 braking into 3rd gear. Make sure we don't clip the ripple strip. All right, here we go. This will set us out. See where we're actually going to sit in this race. At the 100, we're braking. 2nd gear into the corner. Don't hit those inside curbs. They'll send you flying. .202. Whoo! It says it would be probably the most experienced and fastest member of the team. It was a very good recruit by the Vice President, South Wales GT79. At the little road there, we break in. 3rd gear turning. Up the hill we go. Got a throttle control. Make sure we don't hit those walls. 4th gear on the drop. 5th. Imagine doing this for 6.5 hours. 161 laps those lads do. We've got to do it for 90 minutes. Garage 7, they do a bit of work on the Sylvia. Good guys, you got a turbo, you want to go to Garage 7 in Adelaide. No one else I'd go take my car to. It's not too bad, 206. 4 seconds off the pace. And your commentary tonight is brought to you by Bathurst Square Pies, available at your local IGA. On special this week, at Josh's IGA. How the locals like it. A lot of pressure on small business these days. Things can get a little hairy. Got to have good support around you. And that's what this racing's all about. We've all got each other's back. South Oz, the Vice President of 24/7 Racing. He's the one who coordinates these Enduros. Top bloke. He's also done all these liveries for us. Yes, I mentioned before, I am turbologist. I am the president of the 24/7 Racing team. All I get to do, nod the head and say that's a good job. It's all fun. See that? I'm sorry. Two words mean so much. Of course, I mentioned we've got a couple of sponsors. Well, it's not about the money. It's never been about the money. Never will be about the money. It's about the toilet paper. That's why we got the IGA on board. Free dunny roll. I wouldn't say it's free, but if you hit that like and sub button, you'll get a sheet signed by one of the racing team. Could be the most valuable piece of toilet paper you've ever purchased. And all you had to do was click a like and sub button. Support a great group of guys that have a lot of fun. Up there in first, we've got Matman. Matman. TCR, you'd be probably wondering what that means. This wasn't a spelling mistake. It wasn't him trying to hit the caps button. That's just another team we've got going around. TCR stands for Team Clean Racing. They're another good group of guys. They have a lot of fun too. Looking at getting a series going with some of these guys. A few teams around, and you never know what can happen. Esports is a thing. Apparently. It's on the Internet of Things. We're doing it right now. You're watching it. I'm racing it. So there's about 16 other people. Oh, you got 6. Let's see what else is in this race, eh? There's a couple just chilling out. South Oz. Tell you what though, my bum's sore. South Oz. VP. That tap really hurt. It really did. Don't flash your lights at me, I've got to come in for pits anyway. Practicing his brake checking by the look of it. So if you don't know much about online esports, what we're doing right now, it's called a lobby race. So we've got a group of guys that have actually dedicated themselves to a series that's coordinated by the players. Outside of that, every Tuesday and Saturday, we have what's called FIA races. On Tuesdays, it's called Nations Cup. Effectively, you compete for your nation against everyone else in the world. And very interesting races. You're not committed to one particular manufacturer. That would be the Saturday races, which are manufacturers' races, where you get to pick your own manufacturer, sign a driver's contract with them. And this year I've chosen actually the Aston Martin. It's a V12 in the Group 3. It's got a lot of boot. Also uses a lot of fuel. So every car's got its pros and its cons. So you try and find one that suits your driving style. I don't mind this Mustang. Bit of American muscle. Just got to learn their power curves, learn their gear changes. This one makes it good because everyone's got the same car. Which means that we've taken out any variables. Tonight's race is just about who's the quickest. But not who's the quickest in one lap. It's an Enduro, so sometimes the snail can win the race. We have emulated as much as we can real racing so that this game will allow. This game being Gran Turismo Sport. Hence, if you tap someone, you have to do what I did before and go in the pits and get it repaired. So really, you don't want to be doing that on turn 1 because you got to go all the way around the mountain. The damaged car. No tow trucks out here. Not in country Australia. Sim country Australia. Oh, look at that. Madman. There's one good thing. Oi. There we go. We're going racing, guys. So obviously first we're going to have a bit of a qualifying session. Sort the men out from the boys as you will, if you like. I can tell you that Tony is really fast. Says it in his name. Has to be. Everyone's just sitting around doing nothing. Is anyone going to go? Is anyone out there? Cowboys out there? See, there we got all the guys from all the way over in New Zealand. It's flown all the way to Bathurst just for this sim race. Here we are, qualifier will last for 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes to put in a lap. Uh-oh. Someone's going around in circles. All right. So let's sit on board with Turbs. Watch him do a lap. He's one of the slowest, but he's well, he's actually me because I'm the one talking. Oh my god. And all right, he's onto the home straight. You can certainly hold third gear on that one, not a problem. We begin the climb up the hill for the first time tonight. Officially, that is, in qualifying. Third gear on this corner, the right-hander. Try and maintain as much speed, try not to wash it off. Fourth gear, we should hit fifth before we get there. Nope, backing off. Second gear for this turn, sharp lefty. That's the notorious Bathurst corner, that one. So we start the big climb up the hill. Told you Tony was fast, look at that qualifying time. I just cost myself about 3 seconds there. And now the drop down. Through the S's, drop into second, back into third. Oh, look at that, nice and clean. You want to get that slingshot on them, corner on straight. It's flat out all the way to the 150 on the brakes, into third gear for the lefty. Don't hit that curb. Hit the apex, but not the curb. Hit that curb, you bounce, you're in the grass. We're going to brake at the 100, between the 100 and 150, into second. At the apex, we chuck second. That's it. Back into third. Not a bad time. 106. Whoop days. See who else is out there, eh? Yeah, Benjo. One of the newest members of the team race of the team 24/7. Just joined today, actually. Hasn't been playing that long. But that's okay, we're about that. It's what this community is very good about, actually, is looking after each other. Certainly had some good laughs with this guy, Simo. New South Welshman, the only New South Welshman at this stage in the 24/7 racing team. He's got the whole state to himself. Just recently moved out on his own with his little doggy. Been helping him through that one, he's been helping me. Good guy. One of the actual remarkable things that happened not that long ago, actually, in South Australia, being that we are relatively COVID-free, with all the few of the guys, about 10 of us actually, that are from South Australia, actually organised our own real-life race and actually got to meet each other in person, having never met each other before and only met through the game. It's one thing about this sport, about Gran Turismo, is that everyone playing it, we have one thing in common. We love cars. We love racing. We like to do it 24/7. That's why we call 24/7 racing. I've got about 100 million different analogies like that I can pull out for tonight. Because, you know, at the end of the day, life is a highway. And I'm going to race it 24/7. Now, see, I told you, Tony is fast. Up there in number 1 again. It's in an actual FIA race. So the FIA races are officially sanctioned by the Federation International Automobile Association guys, the ones that look after the Formula Ones, you know, the overarching body, who coordinate the FIA manufacturers and nations races for us. I'm sorry if this is hashing over some old news for the regular viewers, but anyone new coming on board that doesn't quite understand what we're doing, well, really, we're coordinating our own race, and what that does for us is gives us a bit of real-life practice when we get into these officially sanctioned races that eventually you can go on world tour. There's even been a guy that he got signed up with a actual real racing team, and that was around the time we had the world tour in Sydney, which was unfortunately the only one because we had you know what happened after that. But again, always looking at the positives, what that did do is expose a lot more people to our sport, and we had a massive influx. And part of that really did encourage a lot of us more experienced players to create lobbies like this and talk to you guys and screw up your qualifying lap while you're doing it. Never know, I'm just joking. Oh, I have messed my lap up, but never mind. We'll just do some burnouts instead. If you're wondering, it's not Simo that's doing the burnouts. Well, Tony, you've got some work to do, buddy. All right. So don't forget, just hit that like and sub button, show us your support. You know, people will just think this is a game, but for us guys, it's a sport. You know, some people like to kick a footy around an oval. Well, we like to take cars and race them as fast as we can. Unfortunately, we don't have the money to go build racetracks like the Bend because we don't own a gazillion petrol stations. You know, almost a humble turbologist. Took me 15 years at uni to study turbos. Had to learn about naturally aspirated cars as well, superchargers, got to know all the different species of the genre to fully understand what a turbo is. You must know its opposition. Standing start, here we go. So we are Ray and racing. Oh, the nightmare corner, this one. Look at that. That's why Turbo's hung back and done nothing. Everyone there's just destroyed their engines. There won't be much aero coming out of those cars. First lap is always the most dangerous when you're racing. Cars are the most closest together. You got cold tyres, a full tank of gas, and we're calling a restart. Restart, everybody, restart. We're allowed one of these a race. It is fair. You have disasters like that, which is absolutely terrible. So we all jump back out of the lobby. Tony, we all jump back out of the lobby. We don't sit in first place, although you're doing some lovely advertising there. Duke, come on, buddy. All right, look at that. Now we all tick back in. "24/7. 24/7. So you're probably wondering, why 24/7? What was the actual real reason you chose 3 numbers and set him like that? You know, what is the real reason? Well, originally, back when I was conceiving this little team, I was in another team and we were doing some lobby races like this, very similar, and I needed a number for my car. So a long-term friend there that I've had on the game, Slacker is not in tonight's race, but I said, oh, I'm going with 007. He's like, you can't go 007, mate. You're more of a John Wick than a James Bond. I thought about it for a moment. I'm going, well, you're probably right there. So I thought, well, let's go with my birthday. 25/7. And I thought, well, you know, it's pretty cool. I'm that fast that I get an extra hour out of every day. 25/7. So quick on the track, game an hour. Well, that got a little bit confusing for people, you know, I had to explain it every time. So, we all know what 24/7 means. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's what we think about us, guys. Is so we throw dummies, throw caution to the wind with the vice president. Stir him up a little bit. He'll probably put me in the back for that, but that's all right. So, whilst it's a bit slow, we'll just give you guys some entertainment here, Simo and I. Yeah. Whoop days. Oh, come on, mate. Let's just start that again. What are you doing, mate? You're just driving a Mustang around being a douche. Here we go. What's the best thing about racing? Other than racing? Every racer knows that one. Sitting on a straight, burning out tyres. 24/7 racing, or should we say 24/7 burnouts? Get on the track, Matt. You don't need to cut the lawn. Oh, this has to be the most entertaining stream I've ever done. For me, anyway. Oh, we started the final. All right, here we go. My tyres are warm. We know that much for sure. And by me, I mean Turbo. Not me. I'm the guy that's doing the videoing. Foot Falcon. The man behind the screen. Every racing team needs a lucky, you know. Big Kev racing in front of us. Oh, he's gone. Someone sent him flying. Oh, there goes my engine. Thanks, Tez. I might as well give you a boost now. If you're hearing me, Tezza, that was I'm a sorry. Team 24/7, we've literally just taken every single one of us out. Clever racing, that. Oh dear. Look at those two miles out in front. Now, if you are listening to the stream, Tez, I think we're going to have to work together here. Considering that everything you can get damaged on this Mustang is damaged. Well, we probably don't need to refuel, but we do need to repair some damage. All right. .41 seconds behind for Turbo there, back in 13th place. But 9 seconds behind Duke. I'm hoping that Tez's 2.5 seconds behind comes and catches up so we can do some drafting together. Yep. Nothing worse than hanging back like that and still getting the jam. Oh, we've lost one already. Batman. Here we are, we're catching up to some people now. You're watching Big Kev Racing. He gets excited 24/7. There's one thing you got to watch when you be. Oh, look at that! We've come off. Simo. Well, it's no wonder. He's got a HDT in his name. He's a Holden driver driving a Mustang in a one-mate race. What did you expect, Simo? Come on. One of the only other privateers in the league, I believe. Denzel and Cowboy. Yep, that would be my two teammates just destroying each other's race. Good job, fellas. Well done. Yep. One of the challenges of streaming is racing and streaming and not crashing. As we are well aware, generally speaking, men are pretty good at doing one thing at a time, not two, let alone three. But that's what we do. We love it. It's dedication to the sport. You get to see guys like Tony, who are really fast. Now, if you are watching, days, and you have a question, if you want to pop it up there, I can answer it. I can't type it, obviously, but I can answer it over mic. And I have to apologise to Ben, I think. I will redress that though when he gets closer up behind me. Who's in first? So Tony, would you expect anything else? Which is interesting, where has Iron Man disappeared to? Iron Mask, I should say. The only unfortunate part about Gran Turismo Sport is that the lobby system is a bit glitchy. And welcome Apex Racing to the lobby. It's 90 minutes where we'll be sitting there for, buddy. You can always tune in to a 24/7 channel. We are live and racing. As I said earlier, Monday nights are our league racing nights. Currently doing an Enduro series, which has an added twist of it's a one make series. So every race we've got a one make car, picked out at random by an online lottery system. It's not gambling, because it's cars. And it's virtual. No, it's just that takes all the favoritism out of it, which is really good. Picks the tyre wear, the tyres we're allowed to use, does a whole lot. Really, it's really clever. And mathematician Gabans, one of the guys that look after our borders in our country, keeping people like topologists out of it or into it, trying to keep these lovely Victorian folk locked down in a state. No, he's also pretty good at maths. So if you're wondering what to do for a career, perhaps the army's for you. There you go, Australian Defence Force, there was a plug for you. You watch tomorrow, there'll be 1,000 people lining up. Probably 1,000 people lining up anyway. Bit of a contest going on here between Iron Mask and Batman. Oh, he's just clipped the wall. So Iron Mask is actually one of the top split drivers. He, every FIA race, generally speaking, he was telling me the other night, is in the top 20. Racing the likes of everyone's hero, everyone's favourite son, Nick McCosey, came second. Not last year, the last year didn't actually eventuate, but the season before that he came second in the world. Second out of everyone. And if you were actually watching that race, he was a bit hard done by too. He should have actually been first, but controversial. It's in every sport. But nicest bloke you ever meet. I remember the first lobby I was in, a bit starstruck. He came up behind me. This is McCosey we're talking about here, Nick McCosey. I literally just drove onto the grass. It was no way my first experience with a top split driver I was going to interfere with his practice race beforehand. Whereas myself was probably going to stuff it up somewhere along the line anyway. As it's known in the industry, do a turbo. So here's the trouble, right? The aero there, it's costing me valuable seconds per lap. You can see Iron Mask FL there, fastest lap for 2:02. Now add that up over an hour and a half. You can't even get in that corner. So we're making a big call this next one, I reckon. Young turbologist. And that will be to pit. Just can't get that aero I need to get through this course. Oh, there's VP. South Oz in 4th place. Likes to be different. Gives us all the rest, the one colour livery. Changes his, just to show that he's the one doing it. That's my theory. No, he's an excellent right-hand man. That's right, I was going to pit, wasn't I? Turbo's going in. No fuel. Oh, I should have actually probably put some fuel in there, but never mind. That little bump has put Matman back down to 6th place. Turbo's just dropped one position, that's good. Just dropping back down the field there, and have a look, have fun. Been around for a while. Have fun was right up there as an SS driver. And if you're not sure what an SS driver, it's not one of the guys that worked for the German fella all those years ago. No, SS driver is basically if you're in the top 50 drivers in the Nations series, the following series you'll get an S instead of an A or an A+. Within the manufacturer series, if you're top 5 in our region, you become an S driver for that manufacturer. It's worn as a bit of a badge of honour. From there, you're looking at stepping up to the World Tour. And the dream. The real driver contract. Look at these two. We are a little bit behind. You've probably all heard the term, slow in, fast out. Absolutely. You try and push this car too hard, any car too hard, it's called you're driving it too hard. There's a term you probably haven't heard, and that's called trail braking. So what traditional racing says that you brake in a straight line, then you turn, and then you accelerate. They're the three things that you do when you race. Only three things you need to worry about. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Not. No, they're the three basic functions that you need to worry about when you're racing: turning, going fast, or slowing down. Now, like I said, traditional school of thought with racing would be to brake, then turn into the corner. Get your braking done first, turn, and then accelerate. So trail braking, Michael Andretti School of Racing Technology. It's the guy that came up with it, or does it, or actually coined it, I guess. Effectively means that yes, you're doing some braking as you're going into before you're turning, but we call it the 100%. So you can only ever be doing 100%. Well, we say 110, you want to put in 110, but you only ever do 100, yeah? So, that little blue dot that you see, the center of the corner on the inside is called the apex. Right? After that point, you're on the last 50% of the corner. You're on your way out. Right? So, what you do when you trail brake, 80% braking on your way in, you want to carry some of that brake through. So if you're turning, you got to, in your head, do some calculations, obviously through trial and error in practice lobbies, where you work out braking points and how force and turning and blah, blah, blah. Effectively, if you're turning, say, 50%, well, you've still got 50% of your 100 left, so you can use 50% of the brake. Right there, yeah. Now, depending on if you're taking a late apex or an early apex, depending on what's around the corner, if it's a straight, you want to be slingshotting into that, so you want to maximise your straight. You might take an early apex. Brake early, straighten up early, foot on the floor early, longer straight equals more speed, faster lap time. I know, right? It's ingenious. Or you've got the other way, your late apex. Late apexing allows you to run or wash more speed off without having to brake as hard. You can gear down to the right gear, carry more speed through the corner, accelerating later, shorter straight. However, you've maintained the speed that you needed through the corner. From there, run onto the straight, whatever it is coming up. So it's got a bit of track awareness, I guess. Knowing what's appropriate braking. Are you going to traditional brake? Are you going to trail brake? There, in a nutshell, are your two different styles of racing. Do we risk it? Does Turbo do it? Yeah, he does. He's going one more lap. He may run out of fuel, but he's only going to run out at the end of the lap. Which brings me to my next point. In the 24/7 racing manual. And that is short shifting. Might actually help if we just sit on board with turbo for a bit. I mean, at least we got him to watch him do that. That was perfect timing. He does it every time. Foot Falcon does it deliberate to him, I reckon. Bit camera shy, old turbo. Just wants to race. So I can just ask, I am about to put turbo into the pit. If you do have a question, there's a little comment there on the side. Comment section, just chuck a comment in there and he'll have a quick look while he's getting some petrol. Probably from on the run. Definitely not getting an overpriced chocolate bar while he's in. He'll get that from Josh's IGA. On special for 85 cents this week. Look at that, 0.1 laps left he's had. Cowboy's going to come out in front of him, he knows that. Unfortunately, he didn't get some testing, so he doesn't know how many laps he's going to get, but we're going to go with about, I reckon, 88%. Hit that like and sub, hit that like and sub. Oh, what are you doing, Turbo? Alright, so we've almost been racing for half an hour now. Field's settled down a bit. 13 laps in. For the back markers, that is. Now, I know at some point tonight we were going to get one of the directors, I believe, of Garage 7 joining us. One of the most recent sign-ups to 24/7 Racing. Top guys they are. Would do repair work like this quicker than you could get it done in Gran Turismo, I believe. Oh, yep. Ironmask knows the deal. It's roughly about the half an hour mark to do a lap turbo. Turbo's hard, normally sinks. And goes, why didn't you practice more turbs? I'll tell you what though, my game is trying to stay as close as I can to this fella. Try and uncover the man behind the mask. Great guy, will teach you anything. Happy to share. I was talking about Garage 7 before I got distracted by the fact that I was getting lapped, but never mind. Garage 7, if you got a turbo and you're in anywhere in South Australia, just get down to the Glenelg, drop it off at Garage 7. Best Nissan tune in the country. Fellas know what they're doing, they don't mug around. You can go over to Glenelg and ponder how best you're going to park your car once it's been done properly to attract the most amount of attention. Because let's face it, it's the only reason you're going to Glenelg. Or, other than that, you might go to get a pint. So everyone loves a beer with Dunk. Hit that like, hit that sub, support the team that supports everyone. No, honestly, it really is a lot of fun. I think that a lot of us were on lockdown. This was our thing that kept us sane. A lot of people thought we were insane, but no. It's a very small community, the sim racing community, so practically family. Actually, in fact, I'd rate them higher than family sometimes. Not all of my family, of course. Because in life, you don't have to be a relative to be a family member, you know? This is my racing family. We were very lucky. We, in South Australia, got to do an actual real-life race. We've got another one coming up in October, actually, and so far, almost twice the amount of people have shown interest. So, you talk to any young person under the age of 18 about esports, and I can tell you that they are sold on it. Oh. There you go. There's a double-edged sword for you. I do my fastest lap that I've ever done in the race while getting blue flagged by a teammate. It's the thing you do when you're pres, though. You're president of any association. You don't want anyone that's slow in your team, do you, really? You want a group of guys that make you look good. It's not about that, though, for us. Really, it's about clean racing. Clean is cool. COVID cool. Years ago, smoking used to be cool. These days, sim racing's cool. Being clean in sim racing is even cooler. You're like the Kool-Aid of cool people. You've got bubbles. There's two things we're doing here by not yielding to the blue flag. My teammate's miles behind me. I'm flying, clearly. With another fastest sector. It's a little thing called draft. West End draft. The red tins, you know the stuff. Until he actually gets up behind me, he might as well suck some of my draft up, pull away from Iron Mask. It's about time Iron Mask was shown up a little bit and taught how to... Look, you're not just the only one that's quick, buddy. He is quick, I will admit that. Considering he's carrying an Iron Mask and he's in the top split. Well... One other thing I didn't mention, all tonight's cars have got a setting called BOP, a balance of power. I did say they're all one make, but you could, technically, if balance of power wasn't on, do some tuning, gain an upper hand. Well, as in real racing, there's regulations. So there are in our leagues. It's also the same settings that we do for FIA races. You don't have a choice there. It's very controversial at times. For example, around Monza, the Veyron, the Bugatti Veyron, the V16, the W16, sorry, loses speed to the McGann Trophy from Renault down the main straight. Yes, that's right. I did say that correctly. The Renault Megane, the little, tiny little car you can hold on your little finger, beats the Bugatti Veyron down a straight. However, it doesn't end there. The Bugatti Veyron out-corners the Megane. And you would have heard that little ding there. You can see now, Matt Man has enraged himself, been upset that everyone is too clean and races too fairly, and left the race. No, what's happened is his internet's dropped out. 27 racing. All right, Tony, let's see if we can do this properly. I will yield to your blue flag. If you can catch me. Now, that's not him lapping me twice. I'll point that one out. He pitted, allowed me back on the lead lap. And now I get to pretend that I'm in third place for about 30 seconds before they fly away from me. I was actually hoping to help Tony out a bit more than that. Down Conrod. See the tactic? You can see him diving around. And why are they going all over the road? Well, drafting. Once you're within 1.5 seconds of your car in front, you're in their draft. You will need a brake earlier, because you will not have 100% braking under draft. Your tyres will wear quicker, but you will use less fuel. Very easy rookie mistake is sit in someone's draft and think you're going to brake at the same time when you're going 50 k's faster because you haven't got any force against you. Hence why it's good to practice slow in and fast out. Just coming into corners, you already got the mindset of slowing down early. Oh, that was a one around the outside. 2 trailer park girls go around the outside. That was a bit audacious there. IMAS, you were confident, son. There was never a move there, buddy. Tony Fast knew that. That's why he's stuck on the inside line. Racing 101. Know what's coming up. Position your car in the most advantaged position if you're in front and someone's coming up behind you. It's called defending the line. However, don't defend for 600 laps. Defend your position, but once you know that they've got you, just accept it. Because all you're actually doing is slowing yourself down and them down. And all of a sudden, Turbola just screams up behind you, gets back on the lead lap, does a flyer, comes around again, and then overtakes you and wins the race. No, it does happen. Third will be banking up. The more you tussle, the more you don't focus on getting that fast time and you're defending a line or trying to overtake a slower driver. Everyone else is closing the gap. Oh, Ozgaz, we haven't sat around with Ozgaz for a while, so although he's in the pits fueling up, resetting his mind, thinking about how the hell he's going to get some time back on these 2 boys in front of him. So we've got Ozgaz GT5, so one would assume that he came up with that name when he was playing GT5. Of course, we then had Gran Turismo 6. Great little bit of software that was. Followed by Gran Turismo Sport. A bit of a hybrid model, the first time Gran Turismo has ventured into the esports arena. A lot of kinks to iron out. And of course, we've got coming up the PlayStation 5 console coming out very soon. Very soon. Get excited. We're going to have a brand new game, Gran Turismo 7. Everyone's a bit excited because it looks like we're going back to the old format. However, including some of this stuff as well. No, we're not going to lap. Not going to pit. That's Turbo, that is. Not Gaz, he's nowhere near the pits. It's close. It's always exciting when a developer brings out a new game in your genre of choice that you like to entertain yourself with, followed by a normally stark amount of disappointment, followed by I'm going to make the most of this, followed by I realise it's just not so bad. We all know that scenario. we do place a bit of large expectation, I guess, on things when they come out, and we hope that they're going to be everything that we ever asked for and dreamed for in life, and as often is the case, nothing ever works out the way it should. You can have the best intentions, you can do all the study. I mean, imagine, turbologist, I studied turbos for 15 years. Imagine if they just didn't make a turbo anymore. What would I do? I'd be devastated. I'd have to, like, investigate superchargers or something. No. I would go around the world and I would collect every turbo ever made and preserve it in a preserving jar with a lemon. Okay. Yeah, fill her up, thanks, mate. Unleaded, please. All right, we got 42 minutes, 37 seconds left. Just gone over the halfway mark. Just thinking about it, I believe there'll be a team meeting tonight. After tonight's race, a bit of a debrief, bit of an assessment. There's the New South Welshman. That's a bit troubling there, Simo, but that's all right. It's not about being fast, mate. It's being clean. We all know you got punted. I'm sure you're going to tell us about it after the race anyway. And then we'll tell you how much funny it looked and how great it was when a Foot Falcon got it perfectly on camera for the wider sim racing community to enjoy. Then we'll pat you on the back, dust you off, pick you up, throw you back in a car and get you back out there. You're not making money for 24/7 if you're not racing, buddy, and we race 24/7. Not that we get any money. We might get some virtual money from Gran Turismo that we can buy more cars with. And as I said before, anytime, just throw up any questions you've got. And when I see it pop up on the screen, I'll do my best to answer it. If I can't answer it now, We should be able to answer it for you later. I should clarify, that's questions about tonight's race or sim racing in general. Outside of that field and toilet paper, I really don't have much expertise. I sell groceries. I'm good at it. I can stack a can of baked beans onto a shelf really well. Talk to me about algorithms. I got nothing. Talk to me about racing in general. Could probably shed a little bit of light. But if not, I certainly know there are plenty of people that I know racing tonight that will possibly have an answer. I know that they will definitely have an opinion. And obviously for those South Australians that are around, we had some very exciting news today. The guys supplying the petrol to the virtual world on the run. I'm just assuming they do because they have petrol stations everywhere. They've probably got them in the virtual world as well. Anyway, they are obviously the guys that own the Ben Motorsport Park, and we are going to be blessed with what? Not one V8 supercar race next month, but two. Weekend after weekend, a double-double. I heard later on it's going to be one of them at least on the longest format of the track, which is the second longest format in GT Global. You heard me. The second longest track in the GT circuit globally. I don't know what you're going to ask me next, which I don't have the answer to. I have no idea what the first is. I would presume possibly Nordschleife, but I don't know if they do Group 3 racing at Nordschleife. I don't think they do. Either way, it's not in Australia, so we're not going to be able to go anyway. So we're just going to go, it's the longest in Australia, or the longest that we can ever get to. Should be interesting because it hasn't been raced on before under that format. So it's probably actually going to end up a bit like tonight's race. First corner, everyone gets punted. All right, we're almost hit the half an hour left mark. You gotta love this track though, Bathurst. This is so iconic, isn't it? It is an unforgiving track too. You get those lines wrong. That's it. What gets me most impressive about the V8 supercar drivers, any driver really in a race car, is that they're doing this with G-force, lap after lap, for 161 laps. Here I am, 34 minutes to go, so I've basically done an hour and I'm sweating my guts out. Sitting in my next level racing chair. They're not actually a team, they make racing rigs. Next level. Pretty clever name there. Australian company too, really good company to get behind. I actually managed to run into them at a supercar event myself in Adelaide. Another brilliant track. Got talking to the guys and a week later I bought one of their chairs. Actually global leaders in racing technology, sim racing technology. It's always good to hear an Aussie battler getting up there. Taking the risk, all the risk when you're in business. Backing yourself in. Anyone familiar with Josh's RGA, our major sponsor, knows that he's had to back himself in a few times. Stare down a few opponents. But when you love something, you know how to do it. So you do it with pride. Something the big guys will never understand, which is why it's also devastating that Williams' F1 team just recently had to sell. I imagine that Frank Williams was a little bit upset about that. I would be. But, you know, we've all got those memories, don't we? The Cannon car. Oh, away you go, buddy. Oh, thanks, Gaz. Oh, and the engine's gone too. Oh, dear. Yeah, well, that just proves how fast Iron is there. He is coming on to the Conrod straight as I've just come off it to lap me again. Look at those times. If you don't mind there, Iron, we're just going to watch a bit of your inputting for the fellas at home and like to pay attention and watch when he's braking, how he's braking. He's a very good trail braker, this guy. That was my redress from earlier in the day. Oh no, let's have fun. He's lapping me too. This will be my redress. No, it's not, it's Iron. Where are you, Benji? Oh, you're 2 minutes behind me, mate. Oh, never mind. I was trying to do the right thing. Well, Turbolicious was. He's always following the law, Turbo. It's all he's been ever able to do. Small business owners, generally speaking, have a community that's got an eye on them as such, which is good and bad, I guess. We're not worried about that. We're worried about racing. I'm just learning a bit. Watching Tony and what he's doing. So the thing with this group though, right, you've got Iron there, he's come around, laps Turbo twice, and other people, he's not just Turbo, Turbo's in 9th, so there are others that are being dealt the same situation. And then you got guys like Have Fun in front of me, in front of Turbo I should say, who's in 5th place. Oh, right there. Who has also been lapped once by Iron Mask. But you know, we're all great friends. It's not about the speed. I've always said this. This is Turbo talking, by the way. That I'm not Russian. I'm not Russian, that's why I'm not fast. Because I'm not Russian. I'm Polish. Yes, I know. It's the worst dad joke ever. Not even a dad. Technically, I am a dad to 2 fur little boys. Best behaved dogs in the world. Man's best friend, they say. At least I've got 2 friends. No. Certainly know I've got a group of them here. When Zed got past me before, when I blew an engine, because I wasn't smart enough to get out of the way of Ozgaz, the GT5. Well, actually, I did get out of the way. I just ran wide. As Turbo does. He did a turbo. And so, yeah, I have a record Turbo does on this game. As it is understood, no one has ever achieved it before. It's a record. It probably could actually technically have gone into the Guinness Book of World Records, although no one would ever be policing it to verify it. But it's called, we call it a DR reset or a DR0, which is your driver rating. His driver rating went from top of B level, just below the A class, to what it is when you first start racing. Six times in a week. Yep, you heard him correct. 6 times. Nearly every day. Top class to bottom. Subsequently, Turbo knows a lot of people. I wasn't the only one doing it. He was probably doing it more consistently than everyone else, but there were people that he would meet in C class, which was obviously about the halfway point between D and B, and say hello while they were going up and he was going down, or vice versa. But no, it's a lot of fun. Some people get a little bit serious before they get told by someone that it's a virtual, mate. It is a sport, we understand, but we're all going through the same thing. As in life, we all make mistakes. It's no different on a racetrack. It's not the incident that defines the person. It's how you act afterwards. Do you accept responsibility for your own mistakes? Or do you just blame someone else and drag them down with you? Because that's not what you really want to do in life, is it? Everyone thinks they're entitled. We live in the entitled generation, or entitlement, age of entitlement, however you want to describe it. You know, we should get free healthcare. No, you shouldn't. You're lucky that you do. 90% of the world doesn't get free healthcare. You should take that opportunity and spread love and joy throughout the sim racing universe. Okay. Clearly at about 20-minute mark, to the end of the race that is, Foot Falcon gets a bit tired and starts to talk a bit philosophical. If you're wondering who Foot Falcon is, he's our cameraman. Does a good job too. Tony has gone down to 4th. Maybe he isn't fast. Or maybe he isn't the fastest. He's fast. Well, considering NZ had about a few laps earlier, was remarkably, I was gaining a lot of time on him, has put the hammer down, found an extra gear in the Mustang. Unbelievably, we've gone over an hour. An Iron Mask on a 202.299 has held the fastest lap for the entire race. Unprecedented. South Oz there, very original name for a guy that lives in Victoria. No, he doesn't. He's a South Aussie. He's the vice president of 24/7 Racing. I'll be addressing something with him after the race and questioning why he hasn't been wearing the team colours. I believe Big Kev, the enforcer of the team, will come up with some form of corporal simulated punishment for the rest of us to take our anger out on and enjoy. No, we all in good humour, of course. And yeah, 24/7 Racing. If you're interested, you want to know more, you could check out our other videos we've got on our YouTube channel. There is an FIA section there that you go in depth with Turbo. And as you would know, you may know, if you're a racing fanatic, generally speaking, with real life racing, they've got a pit crew. And also guys that sit at lots of little TV screens and record telemetry and type on calculators and all sorts of that sort of great stuff. And then call out over a microphone what said racer should be doing at said time, according to the stats or the data. Well, we don't get that in Gran Turismo, you're by yourself. Actually, in most of online racing, you're a one-on-one. That's why having a team is good and great fun, because at the end of the day, what you can then do is, as you would see if you click that like and sub, and on our account, run off track. Hit that sub, hit that sub. Oh, that's not good. Good thing that wasn't on camera. What just happened there was Turbo spun out before he hit the pits and then got reset back on track and has just taken out someone else whilst doing so. And it's Big Kev, the enforcer. Of all the people on the team to take out, he's taken out the enforcer. Anyway, if you like and sub, you get to see more funny moments like that. And you'll see it from the bumper cam, the cam that Turbo uses. That most people use actually in the game. And there's a couple of times there that you just shake your head at the goer. He tells everyone else it does happen to most people, but I can tell you that some of the stuff he does is just, I don't know how I do it, to be honest. Hence the reason it's called a turbo. An unexplainable phenomena. We will flick back to Turbolos. Let's see if he can do it twice in a row and flip and not get into the pits. Actually, I have to do another lap. Because it will automatically do it. As you can see, it's saying it's an out lap, so it's not going to let him go back in the pits. Which would be really terrible if he had no fuel. But thankfully, he has been virtually filled up by on the BP. On the BP. And it's funny, actually, I was mentioning before the V8 supercar races that South Australia are getting out at the Men Park next month that go on sale tomorrow. If you like my commentary so much, hit that like and sub button. If you like it really much, say you'll buy me a ticket out there. I'll talk to you about racing all day. 24/7, actually. No. So, South Oz kindly said, once I announced that to him earlier today, that once I'd found out that, seeing as he's got a Ford V8, that he would actually enter it into the V8 supercars for the team, 24/7. Prior to, we'll run a lobby race, and whoever wins the lobby race gets to race South Oz's car. That's what you get when you don't wear your team colours. You donate your car to the next V8 supercar race. Unless he wants to redress, drop all the way to the back of the field and come last in this race at Bathurst. If he does that, I would be very surprised. Hit that like and sub. For those that have jumped in and watched, I really appreciate it. The guys at 27 Racing do. Absolutely, we appreciate it. And if you want to come out for a come and try time, just one. I would possibly wait a couple months and buy a PlayStation 5, but if you were that keen and you just want to go racing 24/7, yep, get yourself a PlayStation 4, invest in a game, and a rig, and everything else you got to get, which isn't that much, but it can add up if you get excited, like Big Kev. And yeah, come and join us. We'd gladly have you. We'll help you out, we'll get you off on the right foot, we'll show you a few tricks and whatnot, what you can do. And I wouldn't look at it as an expense. Absolutely not. It's an investment. In your health and well-being, your mental state. Because yes, I am the sole person in this commentary who's just blown an engine. Again, I think that's number 5. But the rest of the fellas are all in a group chat having a laugh every time they go past turbo. No, we've all got our assignments. This is one that I like to do. Part of being a team. Considering this is literally the, well, first official race we've all been in as members of Team 24/7. I've unofficially been flying the flag for about 6 months. Unofficially, officially. And put a proposal to South Oz. Do you want to be VP? When I age and get near retirement age and want to pass my racing team down the line. You're right, buddy. You can go past. He knows what happens when he goes past me. South Oz. And it almost happened again. Not this time because I was what he would say deliberately driving into him. I would say that's a bit controversial. Large accusation. Probably true. But I was actually talking about you, South Oz. So when you listen to the stream tonight, later, you'll make that assumption because I'll be talking about you as I drive off the track. And you'll notice that you're there behind me. No. Part of the rules of Team 24/7, you don't ruin someone else's race like this. He's in third place, Tony Fast. I'm in ninth. There is no difference from me lapping him. I'm not going to gain any more positions in 8 minutes. Effectively, my race is over. It was over probably lap 3, really. But officially, or unofficially, I'm not really going to gain 5 minutes and 54 seconds on everyone else in 8 minutes. I know I've got a turbo and no one else has got a turbo. It's just not going to happen. Not when Tony's fast. And when you think about it, the guy beating him has got an iron mask. And Gaz is Gaz. He's driving a GT5 car. One thing we do like though is commitment. Yes, okay, your race is over. It's not over, because you can still learn stuff like this. How long can you stick with third place? Will they show you a line that you are not aware of? Are they braking later? Are they braking earlier? Even though I'm valve bouncing it all the way through that corner, which is absolutely terrible and probably the worst I've done hell corner, I am gaining speed on Tony. This time I'll flash the lights and I will go past. That was really not clever. There's a great way to enter Conrod Straight. On the grass, in the fastest, longest straight in Australia. Oh, turbo, turbo, turbo. Oh yeah, gave me a penalty too. Nice. Thank you so much. I have no idea what that penalty is for. Wait. And again, by me, I mean turbologist. And actually, come to think of it, any of those that know Josh's RGA, the major sponsor of 24/7 Racing, if you're nearby, drop in, grab a nice coffee, have a chat. He's a good guy to talk to. Clearly just talks all day, 24/7. No, always looking for crew to help out on race day. Foot Falcon can't do it all by himself. If you see yourself in a career in media, could be a good leg up. Yes, if you love filming things and you love racing, well, need I say any more? Find us on YouTube. All right. It'll be the last lap or the penultimate lap. I'm going to say it's going to be the last lap for Turbo. Unfortunately, yeah, you're looking at these lap 40. Never mind, is what we say to that. And well done is what we'll be saying to Iron Mask. Ozgaz, well done, buddy. Second place. Just unfortunately, in life, there's no second prize, mate. In sim racing, there is 1, 2, 3, but call it what you will. First of the losers. The first one that's too slow. Best of the rest. Almost had. Also ran. Again, thank you so much for sticking around if you have. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's racing. Even if you dropped in for just 8 minutes or so. Even 1 minute, anything you drop in, just show your support for sim racing, we appreciate. It's a grassroots sport. Obviously, it's virtual sports, esports. Yes, they're a great way to practice real sports, but they are fast becoming their own sport in their own free will as well, which is absolutely excellent. Oh, Turbo's going to get another lap out here. He's got across the line, 4 seconds remaining. That actually saves him getting a lap down, an extra lap down, I should say. And who doesn't like doing an extra lap when you've only got 1 tank of fuel left around Bathurst, so you can just go full tilt. He's already blown the financial year's budget by blowing up 16 engines or whatever he has. Might as well get another one in if you can. It's Ford. Dime a dozen. Buy 3 Ford virtual engines for... Can't even get a crankshaft from Aston Martin. It's hard enough to get a tyre for the Aston. Well, Iron must have been listening to the stream because he's decided that he's going to throw out a 2:01.620 final lap of the race, as you do. Yes, I do see that there is time remaining down the bottom there. We call that extra time. So you get across the line before it finishes, it's your final lap, and then you've got what is permitted as just about 5 seconds more than what it would take you to do a lap to complete your final lap. I think it only puts me 2 laps down. That's very handy. And that is your results for tonight. Thank you, guys. Find us on YouTube. Like and sub. That way you get notified when we go racing, which is very simple. It's 24/7. Thanks, guys.